If you're struggling on defense in Madden 23, then you're in luck because in this video, I'm about to break down the best blitz in the game that's guaranteed to get you guys more stops and help you win more games. Let's get into it now. YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com, and in today's Madden 23 tip video, I'm going to take your defense to that next level and show you guys the best blitz in the game. This is the blitz that pretty much all the pro players are running right now. That is absolutely unstoppable, guys. And if you want more content like this and you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop me a like on the video, comment, turn your notifications on. All that great stuff does help me out a lot. So guys, I'm going to be looking at the dollar formation on defense, and like most people that run the dollar are looking to get DB pressure. This blitz is very unique because it actually allows you to get defensive end pressure similar to the loop blitzes that got patched, but this still works after all the patches. This still works and it's really, really easy to do. So I'm going to break down my coaching adjustments first, then I'm going to get into the setup and the types of players you're going to want to run and the different adjustments you can make to this blitz. So when running this dollar defense, this is different than a lot of others. Most of the time in dollar, you want to have auto flip on with auto alignment on base. But for this blitz, we actually want auto flip off because we're always going to bring D in pressure from one side of the screen, and we want auto alignment on default. Now, I do go ahead and change some coaching adjustments. I like to have curl flats on 0 actually to really, really help against quick passes people like to throw, and then flats on 25 if I need additional support against corner routes. So I'm going to get into the setup now, and we're going to start off against gun type. So the play we're going to look at is spinner, and I know you guys are thinking, oh, spinner, everybody runs spinner. Yes, everybody does run spinner, but this is a different setup that, really only the pros know about. This is not a common defense that you're going to see online. This is going to get you guys, like I said, that D-end pressure that is so effective. And also DB pressure too at the same time. So what we're going to do with this, and we're going to show some different examples. So first I'm going to show this against tight, then I'm going to show this against other formations like spread. I'm going to show like 2 or 3 different setups to this blitz, and I'm also going to show adjustments you can make to your coverage to stop a lot of the popular things people will do against a man-to-man blitz. So make sure you stick throughout the entire video so you don't miss out on this great content. So the first step to set this blitz up is you're going to press your coverage. You're going to hit coverage audible, which is triangle or Y, and then you're simply going to hit down on the left analog stick. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to spread out your D-line. To do that, you hit left on the D-pad, and then you flick up on the left analog stick. Finally, you're going to slant your defensive line to the inside. Now, to do that, you hit left again on the D-pad, and then this time down on the right analog stick. Now, you've done this correct when you see that D tackle has like the 2 rush angles above his, the 2 rush angles really for his icon. So like right here, you guys see he has a rush angle going left, rush angle going right. In game, you might actually have to do that once or twice to make sure it registers. The last thing we're going to do is QB contain, right? To QB contain, you hit either R1, R1 or RB, RB. Now, what's going to end up happening once you do that? You're going to go ahead and see that you've got this slot corner on the left now. He's on a QB contain. You always want the left of screen slot corner, always the left. That's why we have auto flip off, to be on a QB contain assignment. So against tight, and this is actually my favorite defense to run against tight, I would say. Against tight formations, he's already there. So you don't need to do anything. So we're fine now because you need the slot on the contain so the D in comes free. Now, let's say that, they're doing audibly in motioning or whatever. Sometimes what I'll do when he's in the right spot is I'll just click onto him, and I'm not going to move him. I'm just going to slightly tap him. See how he kind of like just flinched? That's going to make sure that even if they audible, motion, switch formations, whatever, he's going to stay there, and the D end is going to stay on the contain. The D end is going to stay on the blitz angle. The DB is going to stay on the contain. This is super important to make this blitz work right. Otherwise, you're just going to get the same defensive back pressure that, everybody else runs from this blitz. As far as some optional coverage adjustments you can make, the first thing I normally do is man up the sub linebacker to the running back on the running back side. You don't have to do this. I'll do different adjustments depending upon what I see them doing offensively. But when I first come out, I want to see if they're going to block the running back or not. Just in case they don't, I man him up with the sub linebacker on his side. Then I'm going to use the sub linebacker opposite the running back, so here that'd be the left. Another optional adjustment you can do is individually back up both of the outside corners. So guys, to do that, you just hit coverage audible, you hit the individual button, which would be X here, and then the receiver's icon, the outside receiver on the side of the field, you want to back that corner up. So if we want to back up the corner on the left of the screen, you then hit square, flick up on the right analog stick. So that would be triangle, X, square, up on the right analog stick. So on the other side, if we wanted to back up the one on circle, it'd just be triangle, X, circle, flick up on the right analog stick. You guys can do all these adjustments super fast. This is like really easy to set up, and I'll kind of do it in real time in a second here. But this is just the first way to set this blitz up. Now, again, this guy is manned up to the running back. It's just not showing it because, well, the Madden 23 play art is glitched sometimes in practice mode. But that's how you set the blitz up. Let's show you guys how it works. Then we'll get into some different players you might want to use with this blitz, specific abilities, adjustments, and other setups you can run as well. But just to show you guys how it works, first off, let's take a look. So you guys can see here, this blitz screams off both edges, and we're able to get the sack. Now you guys see that they actually even kept the running back in here. It did not matter because the slot corner came free from the right, so the running back tried to block him. But then, as I mentioned, the defensive end off the left of the screen comes free too, so the running back can only really block one of them. And as my user, I was just like trying to help out on that corner route. Now, that's why you might want to make other adjustments than to simply man up the running back. If you notice that they're keeping him in a lot of the times, one thing I would do, and as you guys can see, I already backed up my corner on the left. I already backed up the one on the right. It's pretty fast to do once you get it down. If I notice that they're not really sending the running back out, something I might do is put this guy in, a deep zone down the middle to protect against the middle, against like posts. If I'm worried about them throwing like quick flat routes, I can put them in a curl flat. This way, if the running back went out, he still could jump that. If I was worried about them throwing corner routes, I could even put them in a hard flat. Because guys, remember, I put my flats on 25, and I put my actual curl flats on 0. Now I can do that, guard the middle, whatever I feel I need to do, right? And still use this guy. Now, when backing up these outside corners, that I feel like just gives you better man coverage when you're playing all Madden, especially if you have the abilities like outside shade or inside shade. Personally, what I do with this defense is I put my two outside corners. You guys see I use Woolen and Campbell. If you're looking to become a better Madden player, I highly recommend you check out sportsgamers.com. This is where I post all my premium content, all my tips, and all my ebooks you will get access to as a VIP member. This is the best content at the best price in the Madden tip space. If you want, you can use my coupon code DUKE, which will give you guys 10% off your order. Link is in the description and also in the comments. I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside and helping you guys improve your Madden game. I basically have Woolen one step ahead. Campbell, he has outside and inside shade both. Both of those guys can get those abilities for 3 AP. Then I can use Pick Artist for 0 and Deep Route KO for 1. So I'm spending 4 AP on each. That's 8. And then on these two guys, Cromartie, well, Jackrabbit shouldn't even be in the game. I normally use the Marcus Peters that gets inside shade for 1 AP. Basically, guys, you could use 2 AP total on the safety, so you could get Cromartie and Marcus Peters. Both have inside shade for 1 AP. You could put Deep Route KO and Pick Artist on Cromartie for a total of 2 AP. Then on Peters, you could put Deep Route KO additionally on for a total of 2 AP. That's what I would do. Now, your left of screen DN should just be the fastest DN you have. That's why I have Maniac here. And then everybody else could just have Pick Artist for 0 AP or whatever 0 AP abilities you want to use. So, getting back here, again, you guys can see we just stand over the guard with our user, and we look to take away whatever I see coming open first, whether it's a corner route or whatever. You guys can see that that is completely boxed. So that was just the first setup to this blitz. Now, like I said, so far I've just shown you how to set up the blitz, sending 5, manning the running back up, or putting him in zone. What if they're just not blocking anybody, right? What if they're just always throwing quick passes? That's something that you're going to need to deal with. So if they're not blocking anybody, they're throwing quick flats, there's other ways you can set this blitz up. So, something someone might want to do is attack you with a play like Saints Wheel, where they have a quick running back pass out of the backfield and then can hit you with routes over the middle. So what I like to do in situations like that is I'll only blitz one side. Like if they're not going to block anybody, I don't need this pressure coming both ways. So I'll go ahead and put the slot corner that they're trying to quick pass the flats to me in a curl flat. He's on a 0-yard curl flat. And then I don't need to worry about the running back. So again, I can drop this guy over the middle of the field, put him like in the middle third, a mid-read, or just something over the middle of the field. And then I can take my user to guard the right of the screen if I see a corner out coming open, right? So this is just a nice way to take away the quick stuff people like to do, knowing that you'll get that quick pressure. You guys can see here that they did try to throw to that running back out of the backfield on the flat, the wheel route. You know, I have a guy's at a 0-yard zone drop there. He's going to be right there. That's not a good read. And he has, Deion Sanders actually has acrobat for 0 AP, so that's going to be a pick. You guys can see when they don't block anybody, you can just rush 4, and that pressure will come, right? Very, very nice. Another thing people will like to do is they'll throw quick wheel routes, right? Quick wheel routes are really, really common. Someone might try to do that from, like, you know, gun bunch, right? Verticals, what have you. So if you notice someone doing something like that, once again, no need to fret. You can simply just put the guy that's over here into, you know, his assignment. That would be the curl flat. And now if they try to throw that quick pass, they're going to throw a pick. Once again, he's on a 0-yard zone drop. So if you try to just quickly throw this, that 0-yard zone drop is going to get underneath it. It's going to be a pick. So that's just a very easy adjustment you guys can do to take away these annoying quick passes people like to do against these blitzes, because they just assume you're going to blitz every single play. Now, I did recommend running this against tight because it's the best tight defense, but like I said, you can also run this against spread. So I know I said I'd show you guys spread formations. Let's just take a look at how this would work against a spread formation as well. So when we're blitzing from spread, you guys can see we do not have the slot corner right next to the DN by default. So it's going to be the same setup with one additional step. So we're still going to press our coverage, spread our D-line out, and crash them inside and QB contain. The only difference is this left slot corner, when he's not, you know, when we're not playing a tight compressed formation, if he's more against the trips or spread out, that slot corner is going to be in the slot. So you just need to move him in like 2 to 3 yards right next to that D end to where he's on the contain. Now this is nice because as you guys can see here, that was really easy to do. I just had to move him in and he went on the contain very easily. After like the patch a while ago they did the contains, they made it against a lot of formations hard to get your DB on a contain, right? Like you'd have to mess around with the positioning a lot. But on this blitz, you guys can see I'll do it again. It's just really simple. Just move him in right there. He's on the contain. Like it took a second. It was pretty easy for me to do. And now the blitz is set up to work really well. We can back up the corners off, whatever we want to do. Bam, bam, bam. We're good, right? So take a look. You guys can see this blitz works the exact same against the spread formation as well. You're easily able to get the sack. Now, there's additional things you guys can do with the flat zones if they're throwing corner routes at you. So let's say you were worried about a corner out to the right of the screen. Once we back up our outside DBs just like this, and we're set up for our blitz already, we could do one of two things. If they were running a corner out to the right, and maybe they were going to use a streak or something to get that DB ran off the ball, we could simply put the guy that we backed up in a flat zone, so now he'd be there waiting for the corner out. Now you might say, well, now I'm worried about leaving that guy over the top, right? He's unguarded. The thing about it is when you're doing a blitz like this, they're not going to have time for that guy to come open anyways. But I mean, if you were truly that concerned about it, you could easily just man this guy up on him and then man this guy up on the tight end. And now you won't really have to worry about, someone getting open over the top. Now, if you did something like this and the running back actually went out on a route, you would have to go guard the running back. Otherwise, the running back would come open just as I did there. But as you guys can see there, I was still able to get really quick pressure to where, they weren't going to have all day long there anyways. I'm not really worried about that. Like I said, guys, this is the best man blitz in the game. It gets really, really good pressure. It's amazing in tight formations. You can still run it against spread as well as compressed. Easy setup. The coverage adjustments are very easy to do and very effective. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Till next time, it's your boy Duke, and I'm out of here.